What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Spoilers with Paul, bringing you the latest on Big Brother Over the Top. Okay, so I'm doing a live hangout right now, although I don't have it live. I might do some editing later. But we're gonna be going over Big Brother Over the Top. I know I didn't go over it too much last week. To be honest, I haven't been so into it lately. But I think it's roping me back in. I think it just took me a little while to get used to the game, but I think I'm back at it. And I'm looking forward to this week. Okay, so first off, as most of you probably already know, the person who won HOH this week, and you can see the picture for the thumbnail, was Scott. And this was big for Scott because honestly, he didn't really have like a set alliance when he won. Before he won, like he was close with the Plastics or the Ball Smashers, whatever the hell they call themselves now. Like he was close with that side of the house and was kind of shunned by the other side this week. And well, especially after he voted out Danielle when they told him to vote out Monty, it was just kind of like a big messy situation. So that's basically what happened. So the HOH competition, you guys probably saw it on the feeds. They had it was like a barcode, and they had a bunch of lines, bunch of different lines in the barcode, and you had to determine and they had multiple lines within one line too. So it was like, I don't know, it was kind of weird. But anyway, each line had a corresponding number. Each black line had a corresponding number, and you had to figure out which line was the biggest. And I think they had probably over 100 lines there. It was really crazy. It went on for a good amount of time. I'd say, was it an hour? I mean, no, I think it was about 40 minutes. Because I think it was round 3 that Scott won, and each round was about 15 minutes. So I think Scott won around the 40-minute mark for the competition. And I have to say, well deserved. After he won, we had Alex jump in his arms, which I thought was kind of funny, but because you're making it pretty obvious. So basically, anyone who has an idea what was going to happen this week. Of course, Scott would probably put up the showmance because, he's a super fan. He knows that showmances are dangerous, so that's probably what he would want to do. And that thought process tended to be correct. However, one thing that threw a monkey wrench in his plan is the care package, but I'm going to get to that later. Okay, so he brought Neely up, and you guys probably saw this. They actually just showed the episode, so they actually showed this conversation. He talked to Neely. And he basically said, listen, I'm going to keep you safe this week. And if I do that, I'm going to keep you off the block. I believe he said off the block, or maybe he just said safe. I don't remember at this point. But he said that if I do that, you keep me and Alex safe next week if you win. And that's something Neely has really been considering. And I'm going to go over the diary room sessions later. She mentioned that in the diary room. So it's going to be very interesting what happens there. Okay, so along the lines of what's going on with Justin in the house, it seems like his relationship with the late night jamboree, it's kind of been a little rocky lately, although maybe not so much rocky, maybe not so rocky. So last night, apparently, this was off the screen, at least most of it was. The fallout was on screen, though. Apparently, Justin said something to Danielle, or Danielle said something to Justin, something about her baby daddy or something. I don't even know what's going on. And apparently Danielle got really offended, but Justin was like, and Justin, I don't think Justin meant anything bad from it. So I don't know. A lot of people seem to be taking Danielle's side. A lot of more people seem to be taking Justin's side. But we actually don't know what happened. I was hoping they would show it in the little episode, the 8-minute episode brief that they show, but they didn't. But we'll see. Maybe they'll show it on Wednesday. We'll see. So, and I think he also talked to Scott, and he says, listen, I would rather you take out Shane or Danielle this week. And honestly, I'm not sure if Justin really wants them gone per se. I still think he's close with that side, but I think he thinks, listen, I'm close to Scott. I would rather not be the one on the block this week. And I think he's playing it really smart, which is something that most people on the other side of the house are not doing right now. Not really trying to talk to Scott too much, although I guess Neely did. I guess Jason did too. Maybe I'm overanalyzing, but I feel like Justin He had an old relationship with Scott from week 1. I think he's rekindled that very, very well. Or maybe he didn't even have to. Honestly, I think Justin's just a likable guy. So obviously Scott's, and Scott wants to work with him anyway. So I think it's going to work out. So obviously Scott's loyal to the plastics, though, at the end of the day. So, but down the line, we'll see what happens with Justin and possibly Jason. And, we'll see what happens. Okay, so anyway, the care package is the big deal this week. So I actually petitioned for Scott to win. A lot of people on the other side did too. I don't think that was smart of them. And I'll explain to you why that's the case. So I actually tweeted about it. I didn't say the reason why I was supporting Scott, because I just said, let's just give it to Scott. First off, I want him to have full control of his HOH. I mean, I'm tired of the HOH just not having control. It's been too much. Like, it's been all America this, America that. Listen, I don't care about all these twists. I just want to see the game be played the way the game's supposed to be played. And maybe this season that is with America, but every so often I kind of just want the twist to kind of edge out a little bit. And I'm sure later down the road we'll get America's nominee won't be a thing anymore, maybe week 4 or week 5, because that's how it always happens. Okay, but anyway, I petitioned for Scott, but for one reason, and I knew he would come up with this and he said it in his for two things, and he said it in his diary room session later, and I'm so glad he knew why some of us gave it to him, was that he had the opportunity to choose the double veto. So for those of you that don't know what the double veto is, actually I'll explain what all 3 cases are right now. So the first one is the diamond veto. The person who wins also gets to put a renom. So I think that's a very good power. That's very powerful. Depending on who got it, could have been very, very. Actually, I'm surprised Late Night Jamboree people didn't vote for that. Didn't vote for someone on their side so they can get that one. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But I see even people aren't liking Danielle and Sheen anymore, so maybe they just don't care. Then they had the double veto. This puts 2 vetoes in place during the competition, and when there's 2 vetoes in place, that means that 2 people out of the 6 wins a veto. So that means that whoever's on the block, the person who America nominates, has double the shot of getting off. Now, for those of you that don't know, because it's never happened yet, when America's nominee gets off the block, there's no renom. It's just the 2 original nominees, and that's huge. And that's why I wanted to give that power to Scott, because I knew he would figure it out. I knew he would pick the double veto. Alternatively, however, if for some reason we have if for some reason that, not for some reason, because it's actually looking like it's going to be the case, Scott doesn't look like he's going to be nominating Danielle off the bat. I believe Danielle will be America's nominee. If that's the case, then Scott should pick the 3rd power, which is the boomerang veto. So the boomerang veto allows one person to win, the one person who wins it, to take 2 people off the block. Now, this is huge. Now, the reason why the double veto wouldn't be good if Danielle goes on the block is because worst case scenario, so that's 3 people, 3 of the 3 people in the Late Night Jamboree on the block. That means that if 2 other people in Late Night Jamboree playing the veto and those 2 win, then they would have only one other person eligible. Then one person from the plastics would have to go up, and they would not have the numbers to get whoever's on the block out. So do you guys get what I mean? So 3 people on the block from the LNC, 2 players that are not on the block but part of the LNC win veto. Those 2 are ineligible to go up, and they take off the 2 original nominees, which I guess in this case would be Neely and Chrissy. It's looking like. Let's look like Neely and Chrissy. So let's say Shane and, well, not Shane. Shane would take Danielle off. Jason and Justin, they take those 2 off. Then it's Shane, Danielle, and one of the plastics up. Probably Shelby or Morgan, or I don't know, whoever has the least chance of going home. Definitely not Alex, though, because Scott and Alex are really, really tight. Okay, so, and that's why the boomerang veto in that scenario is the best case for Scott and that side of the house. So there's 2 different scenarios. I don't know when he chooses which veto to play. I don't know if it's right before. I don't know if it's after noms. It should be after noms, in my personal opinion. But I don't know. We'll see. Or it could be right before the veto. I mean, it could be a big surprise. So I think it would be interesting no matter what. So and that's my thought process on that. And that's why I wanted to give it to Scott. Yay! And for those of you who are supporting the LNC, I'm just, listen, I just want the showmans out. Get the showmans out. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I love most people in the house. Like, there's no one in the house that I don't like other than, like, well, I like Danielle. I actually do like Danielle. Shane's been getting on my nerves lately. Danielle a little bit more lately than maybe last week and 2 weeks ago, and that's showing. But Shane's just, and I'll get to it with the diary room, which I guess I'll just start right now. So the first person who was in the diary room, and I'm going to go through everybody a little bit, and maybe if there's anything important, I'll spend more time on them. Not a lot of people said anything of substance, though, because, they're in there twice a week, and we see what they're doing anyway. First off, we have Morgan. Now, Morgan basically cups of what she was going at is like, she's trying to lay low, which I think is smart because Alex is a bigger target on that side and Shelby's a bigger target on that side than Morgan is. Now, for some reason, America has like this big hard-on for fucking wanting to get Morgan on the block every fucking week. Now, okay, I mean, do you, people on your side, but as she stands on that in game-wise, I think she's standing pretty well. So, but for some reason, America just wants to get her on the block, like, break up the sisters, and I'm like, they're not even loyal to each other. I don't think they are. I mean, they're working together right now. The way they talked about each other in the opener just seemed like, I don't know. I just don't think they're going. I think they're going to turn their backs on one another at some point. I think it's inevitable because they're both competitors, and that's what I appreciate about that. Like, people willing to take the step up, for their game and even going against their siblings. She also said, Morgan, that she was trying to rope Justin in. And she says that she didn't really mean that she didn't really mean that he's going to be like a part of their alliance, but she just wants to make him feel safe and make him feel comfortable on their side. Now, I appreciate Morgan's honesty on this. Other people in the house, though, had different opinions on their idea of roping Justin in or getting Justin on their side. Morgan seems to want to do it for strategic reasons rather than like personal reasons, where some other people, which I'll get to later, and on the plastic side, seem to genuinely like Justin and just want him to be on their side, like genuinely, like not just for game purposes, but they generally like him. Next person that went in there, and I got a little list right in front of me just because worst case I forgot, right? So next up was Jason. Now, I like Jason, less so in the house this season. He seems to be like that whole thing with Shelby with the couch thing. Like, I saw it on the feeds. Shelby was just saying that she didn't want to sit on the nomination couch, which I know, first off, is ignorant of her, because no one sits on the nomination couch unless you are nominated with a normal couch comment. But and then Jason took it the fucking wrong way, and he made this big fucking deal about it, and they fucking put like 5 minutes of that on the fucking episode. I'm like, don't you have anything more important to show than this 5-minute couch conversation when you don't even show Shelby's fucking point of view? Like, it was pretty ridiculous, honestly, because they showed Jason rambling for 5 to 6 minutes, and I like Jason, but this wasn't his best moment. And if you watch it on the feeds, you'll see that it's not his best moment. But they kind of edited it towards Jason's side, and I don't know why. It's just because he was in the wrong there, honestly. I'm sick of your comments. You don't want to sit on this couch with us. No, she didn't want to sit on the nomination couch. But, I mean, honestly, she should have known that she shouldn't be able to sit on the nomination couch anyway. So, I don't know. That's Shelby's part for being like a little ditzy. Although she's kind of playing dumb, and I'll get to that later for the diary rooms. And Jason's fault for maybe for misinterpreting. And they just naturally don't like each other. Well, Jason didn't like her first because she's like kind of rude and a little petty about things. which she is. I'll admit it. She is. Of course she is. It's entertaining, though. I will admit that. And Shelby doesn't like Jason Morse because he doesn't like her. So it's not even like a personal thing with her and him. Right. So anyway, I think I was talking about Jason's diary room. He says that he's pretty sure that the targets this week are going to be Shane and Danielle. He doesn't know exactly how they're going to get there, though, with the new care package twist. He says he knows that a lot of people in America who voted didn't actually want Scott. They were just saving the care packages for the other people in the House. And that's mostly true, I think, for both sides of the House, or for people in America who are supporting both sides of the House. Although, personally, I do like Scott. I actually wanted him to have this power. That's just me personally. But most people just didn't want their people on their side to get it so they can get a better one later on. So Jason didn't really say too much game-wise. He says that he's going to have to pick eventually between Chrissy and Justin and Neely, I believe. Or no, him and Justin got to choose between Neely and Chrissy and Chanel, which is Shane and Danielle. I don't even know why I'm using it. I don't even know why I'm using the fucking acronym. I'm just going to tell you who they are later. All right, so yeah. He says he's going to have to choose between those two groups. And honestly, I mean, he'd be dumb not to pick Neely and Chrissy at this point because, like, they should be his people. And Chrissy proved that last week, in my humble opinion. So, and honestly, I think Shane and Danielle will be leaving this week. So, yeah, Jason, he says that he's kind of been working Scott a little bit. Which is good because honestly they were working together early on, and I know that Scott wanted to work with him. So I think it could work out later on. And plus, if Shane leaves this week, which is Scott's goal, there'll be only 3 guys left in the House. It's weird to think, right? It reminds me of BB Can 4 with all the girls leaving first. Only this time it's all the boys. But they had a girl advantage in the House originally anyway with the sisters, 7-6. So I don't know, it's just interesting. The next person who was in the diary room was, oh my God, Shane. He's a fucking idiot. I hate him. I hate Shane. He's so stupid. Okay, he's not stupid. He plays so personally. He's like, yeah, I don't understand what Scott's doing. It's really stupid. I don't understand why you don't put Alex up this week. Because he's working with Alex, you fucking idiot. Oh my God, like, really? Like, oh, I don't understand why Scott's being dumb and not putting Alex on the block. Because they're working together? Like, is that like a strange concept? Like, he's like, oh, they're not playing the game, and neither is Alex. Alex isn't playing the game, and no one on that side of the house is playing the game. Just us, the late night jamboree, only playing the game. And me and Danielle, hashtag. By the way, did you come yet? Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw that, but the fucking apparently they were fucking having sex yesterday. Fucking Danielle and Shane in the fucking bedroom. So that's fucking classy. You gotta love it, guys. Oh my God, I fucking hate it. Anyway. So Shane, I'm going to call it the diary bitch fest. So that's basically what he was doing. He's like, yeah, it's like, I don't like to play personally or anything. Only I like to play personally because I'm totally playing personally. Because he's like, yeah, I'm just going to play the game. I'm just going to play to win the veto. And I'm like, playing the game, you try to actually work Scott more than you've been doing instead of like talking shit behind his back like you. Okay. Anyway, and I just don't like Shane, all right? Or at least I didn't think after watching his diary room, I don't like him anyway. I've watched his other diary rooms. He was usually fine, but this time it was just all complaining and bitching and moaning. I'm just like, all right, Shane, calm down. Like, I've never seen someone like gets like so aggravated. Like, honestly, I think Monte is better than at least taking things. Monte is way better at taking shit than Shane is. And you guys can hate on that all you want, but Monte can take shit. And he took a lot of shit in that house. The things that he said. But, you know, at the end of the day, he at least can take like the shit that we give him for the stuff that he says. Shane, on the other hand, like, oh, they put him on the block and he gets all pissed and agitated because he's in a showmance. Of course they're going to put you on a block. It's like, oh, well, why don't you try to work with us? Because you're already working with the other side. What do you think? Why do you think? Anyway, so that was a Shane's room session. Every Shane fans watching at home was just like, click, downvote, fuck you. By the way, please like, comment, and subscribe. Saying that mid-video, good for me. All right, so anyway, we had Chrissy. Chrissy, was Chrissy next? Yeah, Chrissy was next. So Chrissy basically was kind of a little, it was just basically her sucking up to America. Honestly, she's just like, oh, I see what you're doing with giving Scott the care package. And I saw what you were doing last week with you giving me the care package to save Jason. And if you can't tell, it's my Chrissy impression kind of has like a weird speech pattern. Well, I shouldn't say weird. She has an interesting speech pattern. And it's interesting to imitate. And I see you, America. You're on our side, and I love it so much. So, okay, I'm done. So yeah, Chrissy just she just used it to like suck up to America. She's like, "Thank you, America. Hope you're still on our side," etc., etc. She says that she doesn't know who the nominees are going to be because of the twist, because of the care package, which she's smart for acknowledging. It's good. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, because he was like, if you have to make me a have-not this week, make me a have-not, which is fine because according to the polls, she is going to be a have-not. Very interesting. So next, I believe, was Whitney. It's her birthday today or yesterday, I guess, because I'm on the East Coast. I'm shooting this at 1 a.m. around. Happy birthday, Whitney, or belated birthday, whatever the word is. I don't know. So anyway, Whitney's just laying low. She's one of the people that genuinely do like Justin, and I think does want him rather to work with their side. Unlike Morgan, who's just kind of baiting him for strategic reasons. Whitney actually does like him, and I was watching the feeds earlier today. I saw them give like a little hug randomly, and like I just out of nowhere, I thought it was cute. Yeah, and Whitney's grown on me, although I never disliked Whitney, unlike most people. But she's definitely grown on me more because she's outside all the drama and everything. So I guess I just like the house guests that stay out of the drama. All the ones that are in the drama are kind of like, la, 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 please stop. So yeah, that's Whitney, just laying low, and she thinks her and Morgan are doing a similar strategy. Or no, Morgan thought her and Whitney were doing a similar strategy. All right, whatever. But anyway, they're doing a similar strategy, and I think it's going to get them far. I think Whitney and Morgan will be the last two of the plastics to go if they were to go. At least at this point. They're not the targets right now. So the next person that went in is Justin. Justin seemed genuinely happy that Scott won the HOH. He said he's close with Scott. And honestly, I remember day 4 in the house. I think it was day 4. It might have been like when, or maybe day 5, day 6, when the original Over the Top Jamboree, whatever the hell the original alliance was called. It's been a long time. It might have been Late Night Jamboree like 1.0 before the newer one. Oh, it's Scott and Shelby in it. When that originally broke up, Justin and Scott had like a conversation, and they were saying like, listen, like we both still have each other's back. And that was proven with both of their actions this week. And it was also proven with Justin's diary room. He says, listen, my boy Scott won HOH. I talked to Scott. I know we're good, and I'm happy that he won. And I know I'm not the target. And that's really what I appreciate about that. And he's happy that Scott won the care package. So I mean, that's why I like Justin. He's like just a real guy. He's just, he tells it as it is. He's not a snake or anything. Like he's just like, listen, I like you. I'm gonna work with you. I mean, that's the way it is. And he's just a good guy. Hey, love you, Justin. So I won't talk too much about him because I talked a little bit about their fight already. So Alex. Okay, so Alex's problem is that her strategy is trying to lay low this week. Unfortunately, she failed at that because every person on the other side of the house is basically saying that Alex is running Scott's HOH, which I don't think is necessarily true because I think Scott wants these people out anyway. But she has failed at her goal this week to lay low. So that's what she said she was trying to do. But my analysis is that she failed. Okay, so Alex failed at laying low. She says that she knows she's a target for everyone, and she was really happy Scott won HOH because if he didn't, Alex would probably be the one going home, and I think all signs kind of point to that. Most people in the house did want Alex to be the one to leave, so it was really huge for her to win. So I think that was very important. All right, so next up, and she also said she wanted to work and go very far with Scott. I thought that was very, very good. I think she also said that she wanted to work with Justin too. I believe so. Yeah, I think she. No, wait, no, that was Scott. Yeah, never mind. Alex, I think she's kind of weary of her situation right now with the other side of the house, and she knows she's going to be a target. So I think she knows she just has to win, basically, like vetoes and HOHs. All right, so next up was Danielle. First off, she thinks she's going on the block initially. So already off the bat, she is incorrect because at this point, Scott is putting up, at least at this point, could change by 2 days. Right, I forgot this fucking safety ceremony bullshit. So, yeah, Danielle thinks she's going on the block initially, which is incorrect because Neely and Chrissy are going up initially. So Danielle thinks she's going up when she's not, so she's already wrong there. She basically used this time to suck up to America as well. So, it is what it is. Danielle sucking up to America. And don't make me a half-knot. You're being a half-knot. Fuck you. Click. Oh, those fucking GIFs on Twitter kill me. Anyway, so let's go to Shelby. Okay, so Shelby, I was actually very impressed with what Shelby was talking about. And I'm not even going to talk about her gameplay. We already know what the plastics are doing. I already said what they were doing. So Shelby said that she's been dumbing herself down in the house like a lot. She's like, yeah, I've been purposely confusing words and confusing legal terms, and even simple things like further and farther and laying and lying. And I was just like, damn, girl, she's actually doing a really good job. Because, I think part of her personality, realistically, is that she's a little bit ditzy, but she's playing it, on some things, but she's playing it up a lot. And I think that's very smart of her to dumb herself down. Although the other house already sees her as a target. So, honestly, I don't think hiding it at this point does any good, because I think they already know. Because she's already a target anyway, so she might as well just, let herself be her. But I think initially going in the house, it was a smart thing to do. If she starts winning in those mental comps, though, I think the other's going to know what's up. But I don't know. I guess it's probably better long-term if she continues to dumb herself down, if she does make it long-term. We'll see what happens. She says, I don't want to be a have-not, yada, yada, although she already, I think according to polls, she will be one of them, along with Danielle and Chrissy. That's how it's looking right now, but we'll soon find out tomorrow, I believe. So next up was Neely. Neely talked a lot about her conversation with Scott last night, or I guess 2 days ago at this point. So Neely talked to Scott, and he brokered a deal that said, listen, and I talked about this earlier, if I put you on the block, will you, if I don't put you on the block, will you not put me or Alex on the block? Easy, simple, is what it is. She's like, I don't know. And she's like, I'm thinking about the deal and I'm going to let Scott know. But I don't know how the new twist is the new care package is going to affect it. And that's what she said. Easy. Scott's went into the diary room. He thanked America for the care package. Although I think deep down, he kind of knows it was just like a cop-out one. But, he still thanked America. So Shane is the target this week. Very, very big. And I just shat on Shane a lot for his diary room session before, so fingers crossed for him going. But he says that his plan was to use a double veto, just like I hoped he would. My boy Scott, fucking super fan, getting everything together. That's my boy. Anyway, so yeah, so he wants Shane gone. He's going to put Neely and Chrissy on the block. And when someone in their house and someone from the plastic side goes on the block for America's nominee, they'll do the double veto. I'm hoping, however, that if someone from the Late Night Jamboree is on the other side, that they'll do the boomerang veto. And like I said before, that's when one person gets to take, the veto holder gets to take 2 players off the block, which still means that Shane or Danielle will be off. So I think that's really, really important. Unless they win. Actually, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below about everything going on. And if you agree with me, great. If you don't, even better. Tell me why I'm wrong and an asshole or whatever, or tell me why I'm right and a genius, whatever you guys want to say. I don't think I really gave too many opinions, though. So I'm just giving you guys the information. So, yeah, my prediction this week is I do believe, unless vetoes kind of get like messed up, I think Shane or Danielle will be out the door this week. And finally, we get the showmance broken up. And I think, yeah, it's been a long time since we did have a showmance in the house. What was it? BB16, I guess, was the last time. Did we have a showmance BB16? I don't think we did. So, yeah, I think Big Brother 16 was the last time we didn't have a showmance. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Well, Nicole and Hayden, kind of, but not really in the house, kind of. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so anyway, this has been Reality Room Spoilers with Paul. Until next time, guys. Peace.